Okay, so you got the spot in your house that's going to be homeschool zone, or you have the special symbol that's okay, we're on stuff now. Now, the key is to make being on stuff fun, because even if you have teenagers, which I do, I have a 17 and a 15 and two 12-year-olds and a 10-year-old and little people. Even if you have teenagers, school needs to be fun. I mean, especially since they're missing all the interaction they would typically have at normal school, hanging out around the lockers and having pee and having lunch. And they're going to miss that even if they go to school this next year, right? So it's got to be a gigantic priority that this is going to be fun, that this is going to be a freedom learning. Let me use that word that's been hijacked in the name of political devices. But this is freedom to identify what it is that you want to learn, and identify the times that you're going to study it, and identify the places. And you as a parent get to choose how the evaluation process is going to go down and everything else. So you have your spot, you have the symbol of we're on things. What we first do in the middle of the summer is we have a family conference, usually when little people are asleep. And at that family conference, we gather with all of the kids and we come up with a rhythm of the day, but it's only fun stuff. And I try to mimic the rhythm that we're going to do in the school year, so that way we have similar times going on. So for instance, people come up with their favorite foods they want to make sure they have once a week, like pie. Tuesdays are pie day. And we have a pizza night, and we have movies and popcorn night. And we map those on times that we will be doing school. And I do that because I've been a working mom all these years while I've been balancing homeschool. So I can't typically do school at 9 to 3. That's not usually the spot that works best for me to do intensive learning. So we've done a lot of learning in the evening times. So that evening time has to be cherished learning moments. So let me share with you what our rhythm is like right this second. At this moment, on Mondays, let's see if I can remember it all. On Mondays, we always have blueberry muffins. Actually, it just got switched to blueberry scones because we found this recipe with maple syrup on top. And now we're doing that. So we have blueberry thing every morning on Mondays, and we always ride bikes on Mondays. And the timing that we do that, the blueberry muffins happens in the morning when we do an hour and a half of school. And then the riding bikes happens slap dab in the middle of the day, where we typically would be doing exercise outdoor time for school. And then in the evenings, we have a family movie night where we typically would be doing stuff for school. On Tuesdays, it's pie day, but that's after we do pile in the bed with mom and tell her the funnest thing that you've read in the newspaper over the last 24 hours. So again, starting in the morning, we're piling in the bed at the same time that we'd be gathering for school. And then we either make a pie or go grab a pie in the middle of the day when we're typically doing stuff for school. And then in the evening, we do pool. And, well, I know a lot of pools have been closed. We're lucky we have a community pool and we're the only people that use it. So we get to do a pool in the evening right there where we would typically be doing school. So it's all fun activities, but they're the same rhythm that we will follow when we are doing school. And we're still going to keep a lot of these activities during the school year, because school isn't supposed to be rigorous and unfun. It's supposed to be rigorous and memorable and enjoyable. So I want you to think of, and you don't just have to do this by yourself, hang out with your kids, with the community that you might be forming doing homeschool. And let me just do a space bar on what I was talking about. And I feel really strongly about the fact to ask you, take some time to ponder and meditate and do some tic-tac-toe, whatever you do to get into that space where you get your intuition and your guts work and tell you what's great. And take a moment and see if there's some families or some people that should homeschool with you. I say that because I have been a working mom this whole time. I've homeschooled until right now, when we moved down to Florida to take care of my dad, who's struggling with advanced dementia. And I've only been able to balance homeschooling and a career because I had community members that I knew my kids were safe with. So I am sure there are hundreds of thousands of parents that did not have a flexible schedule as I did, that could dictate me being a productive homeschool mom. And they would love to do homeschool, and they're just not going to be able to because they have to provide. I'm sure all of us have those people in our lives. So take a moment and figure out if there's anyone that you would feel safe opening up your home to, and you could include them in your schooling. The more the merrier, oftentimes, not all the time. And with those kids that would be involved, come up with fun activities to do for the rest of the summer. Because I don't know about you, but we couldn't remember what was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because there was no rhyme or reason to anything anymore. All of the sports were canceled, all of the music events were canceled, all of the summer camps were canceled. And so we said, okay, let's have a rhythm of the week with fun activities. I've given you a few, you give me more, tell me some more fun activities. It's been a little bit tricky to figure out what fun things to do when it's only us, but I'll tell you, Wednesdays is our karaoke day. Every Wednesday we do karaoke, and Wednesday night is slumber party. So we have a slumber party as our whole family where we stay up a little bit extra late on Wednesdays. Thursdays is just wide open, free, be outside all that you can, solid day of in the sunshine Thursday. That is all it is. And that I will maintain in the school year. We do not do school on Thursdays because we do school on Saturdays, because that allows me to have the help of my partner in crime who doesn't have to work on Saturdays. You get to have that kind of freedom. So when I say we do homeschool on Saturdays, I mean we spend 3 hours doing homeschool on Saturdays, because pretty much every single day that's all we do. We do between 3 and 4 hours. That's not true when I'm talking about my 15 and 17-year-old, because they're on that path of hopping into college. In fact, the 17-year-old's been doing college classes since he was 14. But for K through 9th, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 3 and 4 hours a day, and you're figuring out the rhythm of where you're going to put in those hours. But instead of putting in subjects right now, let's get a rhythm of enjoyable activities that you do together. Gather around in your room that you're going to use as homeschool to do this brainstorming session of fun things. Make sure you have your item. For me, it's my prayer rug. Make sure you have your item that dignifies it, that says, okay, we're on here, we're a team. Come up with the rhythm of the week. And tell me what some of your great ideas are for doing activities together to get into this rhythm. Can't wait to see them.